Welcome to another episode of Good Energy Squad podcast. Today we have the one and only Mr. Columbus, Georgia, because we're not in Ohio. Everybody gets confused. Nobody knows where we are. Kelvin Whelly. Did I say that right?
Perfect.
Mr. Whelly? Does it sound good like Mr. Whelly?
It's commanding.
Oh, okay. Do you
Well, it
have a
used to be
middle
my
name?
dad was Mr. Whelly, and now I'm Mr. Whelly.
Oh, Mr. Whelly Kelvin. Welcome to the GS podcast, Mr. Columbus. That is some title. Do you have an idea that I actually met you for the first time on your competition last year? It was the first time I've ever
No,
saw you in my life.
no,
I
I
was,
didn't think we actually met at all.
I mean, I saw you, but you have probably heard me screaming on the first road on VIP. We were the
Well,
loudest.
I would hope so, please. I mean, if no one's screaming, then obviously I have done something terribly wrong with my package that I bring to the stage.
Well, and that brings me, it was that your first time competing here in Columbus?
No, that was my second time. So if you can actually see back here, I have these are the last ones,
Okay.
and somewhere over here that you can't see, but I'll bring it into view. These were the first ones for my first competition.
What
hmm
year was that? Because I've been going to Tri-City every year since 2022.
Can we
Okay.
see that?
A little blurry. Okay, open class C, yeah.
Oh yeah, it's kind of blurry, isn't it? 2023
I
is
was
my first
there.
year bodybuilding.
Did you compete on Mr. Columbus in 2023 or no?
No,
Okay. Maybe that literally that gave you the spotlight. I think it was pretty obvious. I think you had a very good package. I've never seen you in my life. I don't know what gym you've been going. Obviously, we go to different gyms, and if you don't go to my gym, well, I don't know who you are at this point because there's so many gyms, right? And there's like gym gangs.
there is definitely gym games in Columbus,
I
Georgia.
knew that. I thought I was crazy, but why are there gym gangs? I want to get along with all the gyms, but there's like little gym cliques that you can't.
Yeah, it's like, oh, you go to
The big
God's
dogs.
Eye.
I know. You got the bodybuilders, and then you got the power lifters, and then you have the commercial gyms. And I don't understand the competition here in Columbus. I say it all the time. If we can just all work together, it would be a beautiful community. That's I think Columbus has. How long you been here? Let's start there, Kelvin. How long have you lived here in Columbus?
So I've lived in Columbus probably the past 3 years.
How long?
3 years.
3 years. Not
hmm
long.
Not a long time, no.
What
Before
brought you
that,
here?
I had lived pretty much anywhere else.
What brought you here? Do
So my parents actually are really close. Where I was from is Phoenix City. So it was always near Columbus, right? But different states. So if you're from Phoenix City, you can't do a Mr. Columbus show because you're not Georgia resident.
Oh, so did you move? You had to have a Georgia address or?
Yeah, well, a lot of things happened before I even questioned doing a bodybuilding
Well,
show.
yeah, that's what I want us to brought us back first. How old are you, Kelvin?
I'm 30. I just turned 30 November 22nd.
What a baby! I'm not gonna. Well, I'm gonna ask you. How old do you think I am?
Um, you've got really good lighting, so you must be 26. And there's a knife. 24.
Good question. Good answers. Good answers here. You win. Winner, chicken dinner. Yeah, 41 this year. No
What?
Botox. Yep, no Botox, nothing. Yep. Could be the no kids too situation that helps me stay glowing.
Definitely the no kids situation.
Yeah, you got kids?
I have one, a 9-year-old.
Oh, cute. What's the name?
His name's Jackson.
Oh, and you got a baby boy. That's
Yep,
nice.
is me.
He's very, I bet, very
It
good
is a
looking boy.
second me.
We'll need photos. But tell us a little bit about your back history before becoming Mr. Columbus. When is the first time you stepped on a gym? Or you always been fitness?
So my background starts in athleticism. So I started off doing football and kind of sports of that nature. And the gym really wasn't my idea. Wasn't really strong. At least I didn't see myself strong around other people. And So I found myself more talented and had good technique when kind of collegiate sports. It wasn't until my senior year in high school where I started really dedicating myself to lifting weights because I started seeing my aesthetic. You know, started seeing big shoulders, really large lats. Still had puny legs. I was a runner. You know, I could outrun everybody, outrun the whole school, and
Mm-hmm.
that's kind of where I was able to excel at is being a runner, but
Track?
really like top heavy. Yeah. Well, I never did track.
Oh.
Yeah. Ironically, I never did track. Instead, I took that expertise and I put it into the military, and I did really well in that. I got meritoriously promoted when I went into the Marine Corps, and everything was like on a good trajectory of where I wanted to be. So bodybuilding was never something I really cared about. And that's the funny part. I knew names, Jay Cutler, Arnold Schwarzenegger, all stuff of that nature and those individuals, but I never saw myself as being a bodybuilder.
A competitor, like
Never saw
actually.
myself as being, yeah,
But you were
not
going
going
to
on
the gym.
stage and doing that. Never ever visioned that.
But you were going to the gym or no?
Yes. Well, because I enjoy lifting weights. I mean, any man, red blooded, Southern boy is going to want to go to lift some weights.
Right.
And when you start seeing the weight go up, you're like, all right, this is great. Now I'm doing 2 plates. That's like the quintessential barrier from being a
PRs,
boy and a man.
PRs,
Yeah,
and
hitting PRs. And I started hitting great PRs at young age. And my strength really grew from 20, 21, and 22. Naturally. Naturally, by the way.
and when did you make the decision? Now you're in the Marine Corps,
Uh,
lifting weights and going to the gym. Obviously, I assume that's where, or whenever you had your kid and all that. When would you say that you were still like, do you like to party? Because when I was in the army, I too was in the army. I was an alcoholic and a druggie still.
oh, yeah.
I was gonna say that military turns you into a fucking alcoholic. Yes or
So
yes?
my biggest problem was I was so good at my job that these older officers and enlisted wanted me to hang out with them.
Mm-hmm.
And, a 19-year-old boy who's in Hawaii, and
Oh
your
wow.
officer's like, bro, I got you. Come on, let's go. And I got wasted. I almost drove my Mercedes. But then there was another officer, warrant officer in the Army, who saw me in the situation I was in. He was like, hey, why don't I just drive you back to the Marine Corps base? And I was kind of caught off guard. I was like, how did you know I'm a Marine? But our haircuts are way different. So obviously he knew. But he took me on the base. And even though I didn't drive, didn't drink and drive, next morning I got called by my company office. And my first sergeant, who was extremely fond of me, told me, hey, so good friend of mine from Schofield Barracks drove you home last night. He said you were drunk. You're underage. So we're going to
Mm.
have to give you a 6105 or an NJP. So
Was
I was
that
like,
an
oh,
Article
crap.
15 for me?
That's like an Article 15, yeah.
Yeah, I had a couple of those. I got in
And,
trouble.
right, you're not doing it right if you're not getting them. And so I said, okay. So I went in there with Captain Alvarado and First Sergeant Coos, and they said, we like you, Ellie. We don't want you to see go down this road. This is Hawaii. The garrison life is really toxic here. It's like living the,
Ecstasy. I hear there's a lot of ecstasy. A lot of my army friends were doing all the good shit over there.
oh my gosh,
Popping
method
pills.
everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And ecstasy, I don't think I ever touched ecstasy there,
Me either.
luckily.
Me
But
either.
they said, we're just going to give you 7 days. Because they still loved who I was. And I was always, esprit de corps and following the rules of being a Marine. So they gave me 7 days. Those 7 days were on my 21st birthday and through it.
Oh, party time.
Yeah. So that was the first time where I was like, dang, took my privilege away. But obviously after that, I didn't care. 3 more incidents happened. And I had to go to this thing called Prime for Life. One was in Okinawa, another one was back in Honolulu.
Rehabs?
Kind of it's not really a rehab.
No, I've been to the real rehabs. You don't want to go there.
Yeah,
Trust me,
no,
you
one
don't
of
want to
my
go.
mentor, Justin Wenzel, who I did that first podcast with, you might have seen it.
Mm-hmm.
He went from Michigan to Huntington Beach for rehab because he had to break away from that element. And
Yeah.
no, I've never been in rehab, so to speak, for alcoholism, but I did go for trying to take my own life.
Oh no.
Mm-hmm. So I know what it's like being an inpatient.
Yeah.
And
Did
that
you
was
go to
always,
psych ward like me?
yeah, I went to psych ward. They took my shoelaces,
Yeah.
everything,
And stuff. I've been there.
and I refused medication.
Same. They still gave it to me though, intravene.
They
Just
gave
kidding.
it intravenously.
It's Mexico. You don't get to say. That's why I escaped. I beat everybody up and escaped. They were
Oh,
giving it to
wow.
me via IV to keep me sedated.
Yeah. Well, that would make
So
sense.
how long were you? Okay, so while you were in the Marine Corps, before we get to your attempt, wasn't really an attempt of suicide. What was this before or after all this 21? When did you try to take your
This is
life?
after.
Okay, so what build up to that? We're in 21, we're partying, you go to a few centers, you come out and learn nothing. I said it on myself. I learned shit from any place that I went to. What led you to depression? Were you
I had
still
a
a Marine?
wife.
Were you still a Marine Corps?
I was married and had a Marine Corps. Yeah, it was. She made it really difficult for me in the
The baby
past.
mama?
Mm-hmm. Well, she was my wife. You know, we got married when I was 18. She was 17.
Oh,
Yeah, high school
wow.
sweetheart. But that
Aw.
kind of lifestyle is something that's really hard for someone to understand if they're not used to it. And the problem was that. I mean, she's great now. She is the mother of Jackson, and I respect her highly because she's changed like I have. And you want to know
But you
something
gotta
really
understand.
cool? Is
You gotta
she
understand.
told me everything she was doing in the past, and I was like, man, you are nothing different than I was. And I was like, the whole time we like look at each other now with respect, but we were so toxic in the past. It's just very, very toxic.
I feel like we all need those toxic relationships. The guy that took my virginity too is super toxic. And he only had one egg. Yeah. Weird. I call him Humpty Dumpty. He still got like 6 bitches pregnant, but I was not one of them.
Oh,
And the thing is,
I came from one egg, so
really? Alaska?
yeah.
No way. The synchronicities. Literally, the
And
guy
my
that took my
dad is
virginity,
like
Alaska, had one
super
egg.
short.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he got a bunch of bitches pregnant because he was a cheater, but it was toxic. And I know exactly how you feel that you're constantly want to be with this person, but then you want to murder them at the same time. And then, but I've never, ever, ever, again, my family thought that I would kill myself because I did had a cousin to kill herself at 18 and we were the same age. I was the last one she talked to via IM. We were talking and I get to her funeral and they said, "Oh, we thought you were gonna die." I was like,
Oh my
"What?"
gosh.
Well, thank you, family. Thank you for loving me too. No, what got you like? There's no way that. Well, I was abusing cocaine to the point I have ODs, but I'm doing it, enjoying it. I was not like I want to cut myself. You know, I never. I know
Mm.
here. Did you ever cut yourself? How did you try to take your life?
I tried to do a chemical cocktail.
Oh,
Yeah. I was told something by my father a long time ago that he told me that he knew how to make back in Desert Storm that the CIA told him and stuff. And I
what the?
was, yeah, and I
Don't be
was
doing
like,
the recipe in my podcast. We don't want nobody taking their lives
I
in
am
the
not
recipe.
telling
We're all
anybody
for
about this, let alone about the details, the gory details of my past relationship, because, like I said, we've changed, and I don't want any
no, no,
bad.
we love baby mama now, and well, she's
Yes.
baby mama now, ex-wife.
Mhm.
But at that point, you were the problem. Like, I want you to understand, that's a life coach and relationship coach. The one that wanted to take his life, the one that was miserable, was you. You can't depend from somebody else to be happy. We usually blame other people when we're in toxic relationship, but we are there. It's our choice. Nobody had a gun on your head telling you stay with this person that is making you feel miserable and make these choices. So now that you're aware and awake, you can tell that she was not the problem. You wanted to hurt yourself because you didn't love yourself, which is crazy because now I see you and you're probably, I mean, and we all have body dysmorphia. We're rats. I was talking about that earlier. We're always striving to be better, right? We want to look lean and oh my god, and we love to be cut. But that's the gym, right? The gym mentality. Compared to other people, we really, really, really love ourselves because you make the effort to go to the gym, eat right, you preach about it, you teach people about it. So from someone, it blows my mind. The last thing that I was expecting is that you were at your lowest point, not wanting to leave when all you do is take care of yourself now. Isn't that crazy?
It is crazy. But that's the
What?
one thing that I have that I want to see. Like today, you've seen it now, and everybody else on my Instagram, all 6,800 of my followers have known that now know that I am an alcoholic. But I've also made action. It's so, and I really want people to understand that is as soon as you claim something you don't want to be, you need to also make action towards not doing it or being it, and it's freeing. But you want to know the hilarious thing about that? And I'll bring his name up. Tyler over at Southern Nutrition, very good friend of mine.
Yeah, we
He
love
was the one
Tyler.
who told me, you need to go pour it out. And I was like, I don't need to do that.
Mm.
As I was doing it, there was still like a 6 pack of beer waiting. And I was like, I don't need to do that for those. I'm not tempted. And I was like, that's a deceiving fact. Because one day it
Yep.
will arise where I will go for it. And a lot of people just live in deception and they don't allow their vulnerabilities to change them because you can't change if you're a prideful SOB. You can't you are the pinnacle. Why would you need to change? But if you're a man or woman of vulnerability, you seek it.
Smart words. I say it all the time. Deception is perception. You may think that we are okay because you make it believe in yourself. You make yourself believe that you don't have a problem. That's the fucking problem right there. The acceptance that you have a problem is number one because you're aware. It's like when I made the choice to go in the army, I'm like, I need to get out of the fucking streets. Kind of being homeless is not okay, Pauline. What are we gonna do? So you realize I'm wrong. I need to get out of this crack whorehouse. And that's awareness. It's like you. I have an alcohol problem. I don't care if you're having one beer or two. It's not good for you. You're a fucking coach. Number one, you gotta lead by example. I'm not gonna come here and tell you to take care of your body. And there's people that like diet cocktails and we have all this stuff. Alcohol is the worst drug because it turns you into somebody that you're not. I have been the worst version of myself in alcohol more than any cocaine that I've ever been. Because with cocaine,
Right?
at least I was 100% wired. That's why I love pre workout. Tyler can tell you. They give me every pre workout ever. Southern
Yeah,
Nutrition.
yeah.
It does nothing for me. But alcohol would turn me into the devil because I have my alcoholic dad. So it's like the worst. Why do you want to leave? Why did you just came out to your followers, which we will put, I'll put it right here at your webpage so you can get more followers and inspire younger generation. I quit alcohol at 33. You're quitting at 30, and I am cheering for you to stay sober. I've been sober since 2017. Have not touched alcohol again. And it's the best choice I've done. So I think it's an overnight decision. What made you today just say, is it April Fool's? Are you fooling us all?
And that was hilarious that it was April Fool's Day. And I completely forgot about that. Except for a couple conversations in regards to clientele and stuff. And I was like, oh, it could have been. The reason is because I just came off a 3-day bender in Fort Lauderdale. And
Mm-hmm.
it was the environment that I was in. My goodness. I haven't done this in so long, but I recognized the steps that were getting me there after I got there, right? And it would be just like this. We go out for the night. You stay out till probably about 3 o'clock in the morning. You can go 4 o'clock in the morning in Fort Lauderdale if you want to.
Yep.
You wake up 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock in the morning. You're hungover. You start off with a
Beer.
mimosa
Mm-hmm. Oh,
or a
well,
beer,
a
whatever you want.
michelada for me.
The hair of the dog, right? And then what happens? You deceive yourself into getting right back into that routine, and then you do it for the next day, and then you stay out till 3 o'clock in the morning. But you drink
Are you
plenty of
not using
caffeine.
cocaine? Are you not using cocaine?
Oh no, I used to do coke, and when somebody told me that my joints would go bad and I'd lose muscle, and when I recognized I did it and lost 10 pounds without doing anything, I said, "Nah, not for me."
Oh well, that's why I did it to stay skinny. So it
Yeah,
definitely work. It
with work,
definitely will suck up your fucking muscle and your everything, the life out of you.
but I lost a lot in that, and I didn't want to lose my muscle. But with alcohol, I didn't think I would lose my muscle, even though you will, because it's an estrogen enhancer. Alcohol is.
And it turns into sugar. I don't give a fuck if you tell me that, oh, tequila, vodka. Eventually, alcohol in your body will turn into sugar. And why the fuck would you? I'd rather have a candy. Would you? You know, it's like, it just leads to so many different diseases. And then you guys, your men, although you have amazing metabolism, that beer belly is always gonna be there. Like alcohol will bloat you. I don't care what you say. I was like, so I'll put photos, and I wish if you have photos, because we're gonna share your story. I want to do a reel with all of the stuff we talk about from your Marine days and you being a dad and being in trouble and whatever led you. So you've been drinking basically since you were 17. I started at 7.
Easy enough.
Easy
I've
enough
got a
since 17.
scar
Hmm.
on one of these hands. Oh, there it is. And that was from 17 when I was sneaking into my house. My dad hit me in the head with a baseball bat, and I ripped it off the door, the window seal.
Now, is there any history of alcoholism in your family or
Oh
abuse or
yeah, we're Irish, German, and British.
good? I mean, not good, but yeah, it makes sense. Makes sense.
Good.
It's not good, but it's like, oh yeah, what I'm saying this is because Kelvin and I, if I hope, and he will continue because I will be part of the Good Energy Squad, are breaking generational curses. We are the motherfucking generation that is saying enough is enough. I don't think nobody in my family has ever even touched the gym. They're not fit. They don't do bodybuilding. They don't do what we do, which is eat rice cakes and turkey and chicken. So I want to be different, right? They all just went through the fucking Mexican path of getting pregnant, having a bunch of kids, not taking care of themselves, and be dependents or whatever it is. And same with the men, alcoholics, beer belly. It's you're breaking and just going to work for like your 9 to 5. I see that you're breaking that generational course too, and you're very entrepreneurship.
Now this is my 9 to 5 right
I'm
here.
so excited. I'm so excited. That's gonna be me too. I announced it on the Cabo Ambassador. I quit my corporate job. I have 2 weeks left.
That's
A lot of
awesome.
people don't know. I said, fuck it. 11 years of slavery in corporate. And I said, what am I doing? I have passion. I have
Burn the
purpose.
boats.
Yeah. And I'm not getting VA, but I'm gonna go fight for it. I'm gonna go fight for my fucking VA because I got denied twice. For the record, I'm coming after you, VA.
Got an army of lawyers behind you.
Yeah, everybody here on my podcast. No, I am gonna fight. I mean, a lot of conditions are happened to us medically because of the army. I was running wasted. That should be a problem. That gave me shin splints. And I did join very late. I joined at 27, like I said. I was homeless. You joined very young and were exposed to growing up fast. So that party life, then marriage so young. I can't even imagine. I didn't get married till I was 28. Um, and I was still don't think I was mature enough. It's it's that's why you probably hit that rock bottom. Were you drunk when you did this cocktail? When you try to take your life?
Nope. Sober.
What goes through your head that you don't want to live? This is like literally me radically intimately asking you, why what did you think of you? What got you there? The thoughts.
Well, the thoughts are you constantly bringing work home, and then you're going from work to work, and then it's always work, and you're never doing anything right. Because in the Marine Corps, and in the first year of the fleet as an infantryman, okay, being a machine gunner here, you can't do anything right. You're supposed to listen. I did a lot of things that were right, but there's still days where it's like you didn't do this right, and they were just lying. But it keeps you on your toes to always. It also
Put you down.
creates.
Yeah, put you down.
It also creates insecurities, by the way. Um,
Mhm.
then you go home to that, and you hear the same thing, right? You're doing nothing right.
As a
What is
husband
this?
and a
Yeah,
father. Mm.
continuingly to deprive you of any joy in life. And you go to the gym, you go to the gym with your friends, but where does that leave me? Well, I still have no real fun, no actual growth. I mean, yeah, I go to the gym, but I'm not really seeing any growth. So where do I see growth? Where do I see who I want to be when I go out and drink?
Okay.
When I bring my friends who are in the barracks to my house? Yeah, my wife gets upset.
Hmm.
Screw her. I got 15 of my friends here. These guys are going to die for me.
Party, yeah. Oh, I had a bunch of rangers in my house. Oh, if I would have known, I should have fucked them all because they were so hot. Rest, rest in peace. A few of them, they're very, very handsome. I was like, God damn. I can imagine those parties, and then you just so you bring everybody home. You're partying, and were you at your house with your wife and kid when you try to kill yourself, or were
So
you
my kid
alone?
was not there, not at that time, and that's the interesting thing, right? Oh, oh. So talk about timing and God's timing, which is hilarious.
Always the universe protecting you. You know I'm a universal girl.
Right after I got out of ward, I started messing around with a female because my wife wasn't there. She said, "I'm gone," and left me right when I went into the ward.
Okay, so you get yourself a booty call.
So I got myself a booty call. Then she
Very
calls me and
delicately of
says,
you.
"Hey, I'm pregnant." And I was like, "Well, I'm very sure it's mine." And absolutely was. So that was how that ended. And we kind of did better for a couple months. But she couldn't stand me being deployed or leaving. And I'm infantry marine. We leave like twice a
All
month.
the
If
time.
it's
Oh
not
yeah, I never
colored,
seen my husband for 8
it's
years.
somewhere else.
Hmm.
And I fought back. When I was in the ward, I had about 58 Marines show up. I had no idea how strong the brotherhood was until I saw that. People I didn't even
Until you go
know.
down, until you fall down, that's where you need your brothers.
Yeah.
They're not gonna be there having your back when you're at your top. That's what people don't understand. When you're at your top, is lonely because you're winning because they see you're okay. But the people that are with you when you're at the lowest, that's the people you take to the top with you. That's who you don't forget. That who's always gonna you can always count on. Because or sometimes when you're at the top you have everybody there, but they're not really there for the right reasons.
Yeah. And so I found out how much I meant to the Marine Corps, which
So
that
you
was
try to
powerful.
kill yourself active duty?
Oh yeah, I was active duty.
Okay, so you find out the girl's pregnant and you try to
This was
kill yourself.
beforehand.
Okay,
So that was before I went to the ward, obviously.
correct.
Um, and after I got out the ward, then I find out she's pregnant, and I'm like, cool, responsibilities. Let's roll with it. And like every naive couple, maybe this will fix our marriage.
Thank
It
you for
won't, by the
saying
way.
that. I did not want to say it. Oh my God. I have friends that got pregnant twice and they were already miserable before the first one was born. Imagine two. You're not going to fix anything.
I don't want to imagine. Not with the wrong woman, at least. That's a bad.
No, they end up divorcing. They end up divorcing. Long story short, ta-da! What I said would happen because kids do not fix anything. You got to fix yourself.
Yeah,
So you get in the ward for how long?
only 2 weeks.
Oh, that's nice. I think I was there for like maybe 3 weeks. I don't remember because I was so high. I was so high, and then when
Mm.
I finally got back conscious after all the medicine, I was like, "Oh, I'm escaping this place. Fuck you all," and broke and left. But it was not military facility, and I'm glad that it was in Mexico because it's not on my record. Because that will make you look weird here in America. You know,
Yeah, I mean that'd be pretty cool though. Still to talk about.
the little socks, the little Cinderella socks. You got those crazy socks
Yeah, the Cinderella socks with the little feet on the
with the
bottoms,
white with the
the rubber.
grips.
Yeah, the rubber toes.
I mean, and after that. have you ever, since the first time you did that cocktail and try to kill yourself, try to do it, thought about it again?
I
Because
did.
that's the condition. I was gonna say, yes. Usually
I
if you
did.
try to kill yourself once, it happens to you. It goes through your mind a couple of more times because you're like, I can still do it. That's what I hear from people that that think that way.
Yeah, it's a fact, but it's usually because you put yourself back in that same scenario.
Hmm.
When you break that hypnotic rhythm, then you don't have to worry about that anymore. When an alcoholic stops being an alcoholic and they start doing things that are actually flourishing their life, and they're around the people that are doing that and not around the people that aren't, you don't worry about that because your environment helps cater to you and growth. But I
Correct.
went straight back into that same environment. Marines were great. And I went in to do what I wanted. I said, all right, look, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do it without your permission because none of it matters. What I want matters. I'm taking care of this family. I'm going to do it my way. Because the first time I tried it her way and that ended me in a war. So we try it my way. Threatened divorce this time from her sister, got her a plane ticket without me knowing and sent her off the island. I went to Okinawa, Japan. Jackson's born now.
Hmm.
And I was like, okay, this is ridiculous.
Yeah,
Why do I
that's
keep
wild.
fighting for somebody who keeps on trying to leave? But then, of all times, now you've got my son
So now you're losing your wife and your kid.
and my career eventually.
Oh, wow.
Eventually is where it goes.
I had seen amazing soldiers, leaders when my husband was in Ranger Special Forces that have lost everything for girls that were cheating on them. They
100%.
lose themselves. They lost themselves in the thought of losing that marriage, losing this person, and like they don't see it. They just jeopardize their entire career. But that's again back to self-love, right? You can't force someone to love you as much as you unless you love yourself. That's how much love they can give you. So that means she didn't have love to give to you because she didn't had it internally.
She had a much more traumatic upbringing than I did. Mine was,
See what
I
I
don't
mean?
even think mine was traumatic. I mean, there's
No,
some
it's
trauma
great
there, but
parent.
it was nothing compared to what she had, and there's no way you could. But
And when you're broken, you can't expect somebody to love you unless they heal themselves first, which is what you and I are doing now
yeah,
with ourselves.
100%.
So you lose your couple because you're done fighting and you lose your career because of a toxic relationship. It can happen. So be careful with that. Mega red flags. What did you do next? Like you got out, you got kicked out?
No, I asked to leave
Wow.
because in the Marine Corps, in the infantry, if you say that you have a failure to adapt, then they'll get you 6 months out,
Okay.
and they did. And a lot of my peers, I've been living for this for years, accused me of being kicked out. I said, kicked?
I mean,
I shoved the boot up my butt. I was trying to leave. I wanted to save my family. And when I got out, I went back to where she was and built a house for her family, and that didn't work
you
out.
still
And
got back with her?
yeah,
Oh,
yeah, that's why I got out of the Marine Corps because she gave me an ultimatum of
oh.
it's either her
Or
or
your
the Marine
country?
Corps.
No. No.
So I got rid of the career and I went with the girl. Not a good idea, but it landed me in the greatest position I could ever be in to deal with myself. But for so long after that, I was an alcoholic and a drug addict. So now we went from just being an alcoholic to
Drugstore.
incorporating the cocaine,
Mhm.
the LSD, ketamine,
Oh, wow. I never done any of that.
everything
Ooh, you did
except
weed
for
and all
heroin
that?
and meth.
Oh. Did you do weed and all that stuff? Edibles?
Oh yeah, of course I smoked pot. I smoked pot, dabs, everything.
I tried it, but I laugh too much. I get real stupid. I can't do it. I like to be I'm alert.
Right, and you don't want to lose that alertness, and you shouldn't in this day and age either.
Nope. Not as a female, not in the cartels, not in the Juarez. I had to be alert at all times. But you start doing drugs now, and you get out of the Marine Corps to be a family man, and it turned out you became a party man.
Well, we had split up
Oh, okay.
in quite a bad way. She called the cops on me in a really dumb situation.
Mm.
And this is how you know it is. It's not me saying defending myself because it's wrong. I'm defending myself because I was in the right.
Okay.
She had me escorted off the land. All her family members were with her on it because she had lied and said that I assaulted her. And I said, I've never, ever assaulted any woman in my entire life. Cops went and looked and, where's your assault? There was nothing. Cop was a staff sergeant in the Army. He said, man, I hate to tell you this, but I know exactly the situation you're going through. But I'm glad that you're in my cruiser. Where do you need to go? Clocked out, took me different counties, got me a ticket, home.
Where?
To my
Here?
parents' house in Phoenix City.
Where were you? Where did you build a home with your baby mom?
Savannah.
Oh, that's where I lived. That's so crazy. I was there for 10 years. No fucking way we could have been friends since then. I was
Yeah.
there for 10 years. I was there since 2010.
That's when you left?
No, I left here 2018.
I left
So,
there at 2016.
so I was there for I was there from 2010 till 2018.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Party girl. Party. Oh, no
Easily could
wonder
have
why you were
qualified.
partying. I was doing all kinds of shit in Savannah. Yeah, it's a Vegas. I was always at the Club 51, the St. Patrick's Parade. I was a total alcoholic there.
So I
That's
don't
just
know anything about the club scene or anything because during this time, I'm not touching any alcohol. I'm the perfect specimen as like, the Southern boy working and taking
oh,
care
you
of my
didn't
family.
party till here, till Phoenix City.
That's right.
Well,
But
okay.
she saw me drink a beer, and that's what she called the cops.
So you were not allowed to drink around her. She didn't want you drinking, doing
Yeah.
nothing. Mm.
Even though I've never been abusive, I'm not that kind of drunk. Like you'll never
I
see that
am.
I have an assault and battery or anything
I
like that.
I fought a
More of a
couple.
disorderly because I don't want to listen to you. you know. But I went home, and that evening, I think Bud Light had came out with like these 28 packs with bottles. I drank them all. My dad came out in the morning and scooped me up off of the ground, and I guess I did a fire. And I told him I was like, "Hey, I need to take care of all the beer bottles." He's like, "What beer bottles?" I didn't know. I drank them all, but I did.
And this was recently because you've only been here for like 3 years.
Oh no, that was 2016 of May.
Oh, okay. Did you left and came back?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you've only been 3 years in Columbus. So you were in
Yeah,
Phoenix.
3 years of Columbus.
Oh, okay, I see. So you're abusing drugs and you abusing yourself. And when did you say enough is enough with the partying? Because well, you just today and threw a bottle, so you were still hitting the bottle hard while trying to build your empire, which it's it's impossible, right? I said that to myself all the time. You want to come on top, but yet you have this thing's holding you back. You need to make space for growth. And what does no longer serve you after the eclipse Friday, because you are spiritual, was going to fall off. People is the first thing that goes away when you're on your awakening and when you're trying to better yourself.
Mm-hmm.
People that really don't want, they liked you when you were screwed. They only want to be around you when you were a party monster. They like sleep with Kelvin. They want to see you average because once you go above, that people are no longer going to be on your side.
Because it makes them feel below average.
Exactly. So then you start elevating with the big dogs. Then you start hanging out with people that have the same mindset. Then, well, lucky for me, 2 years ago, I started meeting friends, and all of my friends have businesses. And I was like, holy fuck, how the fuck do you have a business? No, I started. Then they're not. I'm like, why don't I have a business? You know, they make you this idea, but because you're hanging out with people with this level that just go walking the line like rats, clock in, clock out.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody go eat the same food. Let's go to KFC. You know, it's kind of like a rat race if you
It's a
think about it.
homogenistic society. One person does something else and they follow through. That's
in
how we got the
America.
problem with the government. Everybody's woke, yeah, because everyone's been fed by the government.
Mhm.
If you were fed by your ambitions, you'd find out that life would be much more in your favor instead of some other.
Some other people controlling you. And once again, they can't control your mindset, they can't control what you eat, they can control who you are. But when they because that's the only thing you can protect. Your body, your mind, and your soul. Everything else is kind of out of your control, right? If you think about it, weather, situations, money, but that's none of that is real. If you're okay with yourself, you're gonna be okay.
Mhm.
So when did your awakening begin? When did Kelvin start taking care of Kelvin?
My 27th birthday,
Okay.
I got in a car wreck
Mm.
at like 3 o'clock in the morning.
You were
Tore the
drinking and
wheel off
driving?
this Alfa Romeo.
Were you drinking and driving?
No, I was driving, but I was already drunk. And the thing that really hit me was how it had changed. I got picked up by the cops, and I already had a DUI. I've been in jail like several times before that.
Oh,
But
gotta
then
find him.
woke up in my bed at home. And I was devilishly hungover, but that's not how that works. And I know that for this area and other areas.
No, you
So I
should be
said,
in jail, buddy.
yeah. And I said, so, all right, God, you took me from that one, and I know that without a doubt. I'm going to start living my purpose and stop living for pleasure.
My friend said it that his mom had the talk with him and said, "You did not come to this world to just do the three C's." And well, it's in Spanish, which is coger, comer, which is eat, fuck, and what something else, which is what people think is the most important thing. Fuck
Hmm.
something, eat something, and do. So it's like the three C's. I need to get it in English because I don't know the exact translation. But that's what men and females too. That's all they want, right? What am I gonna eat? Who am I gonna fuck? They're looking for instant satisfaction.
Precisely.
And it's already inside of us. Like if you when you know your worth, when you start value yourself, you start needing things. Because when you need things, you're coming from a scarcity mindset. You're coming from I'm never going to be happy unless I have this. And then happiness is a choice. Being grateful, that was your first awakening of being grateful that you were not in jail. Not everybody has that
Yeah,
opportunity.
because the first time I went to jail was because of a DUI. I was doing 153 miles an hour, and I thought the cop was trying to pick someone else out of the crowd, which there wasn't because it was 2 o'clock in the morning on a country back road.
What a crazy man. And you know how lucky that you didn't kill someone? Like if
Or
you think about
myself.
it. Yeah, well, it'd be worse if you kill somebody else because I can live with me dying, but I couldn't live with killing a little kid or someone on the street.
It's something to think about for the 90 days that I had to be in jail. And that was
And
always the last thing I would think of because
but
I
did
was
you
so pleasure
change?
minds. I was so selfish.
Exactly, that's the word.
I wanted to do this. Why can't I do this? I. It was always a selfish act, always a selfish reason. And it humbles
And
me
why?
tremendously when I find out anything that is selfish. It's because I felt like I was taken advantage of in the past, and I wanted to now be the one taking advantage of.
Of
And
ourselves.
I did really well until I really stopped and found out that being selfish isn't the way of life. Giving is the way of life.
Giving
And
is
what you have
receiving.
as a person is enough to give to someone else. You don't need a product, you can give them a service.
Being of service. The number one reason we become entrepreneurs and don't want to work from nobody when you have unconditional faith that your value, your worth is can help others. It's not even a product, like you said. The clothes is nice, everything. I'm not selling clothes. I'm selling hope. I'm selling you my good energy. I'm selling you my testimony that if I can get up on the gym and I can look good at 41, you can too. That's it. I'm The clothes, everything, the podcast that we both have, the studio, it's all tied together to what? Our story, our soul. I think you're giving it your all, and I'll speak from experience, because a lot of men are not vulnerable. They're not admitting they're selfish and egoistic. You got to get rid of the ego though. Ego will eat you alive. And you said it today. I want to say it's today, or was it today that you said that you're not better than anybody, that you really understand that you're not saying you're the best at something? That is
Yeah.
awareness.
I said, I think I said, I think it was more general, but I like how you said that.
That's awareness, because everybody thinks they're the best at everything. You're not. Like,
No.
nobody is better than nobody. Once we get that through our heads and start competing and start building and collaborating, because everybody brings something different to the table. And I bring the chairs, because if we all sit down, we can all collaborate and create something beautiful. But when you think you own the table and you're the fucking table, nobody's gonna sit at that table. I don't want to sit at a table when you think you're the shit, because we're never gonna agree on anything. You might know more things than me, and I know things, but we all have to feed off each other. I feel like, I don't know how you see it. How the people you surround yourself, have you lost friends because of that, because of ego? How do you choose your friendships now in this awakening? Because it's
Well,
hard.
I've lost a lot of friends because of my change.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Because of ego, because of their ego.
Oh yeah, I was like saying my ego. I was like, no,
No,
it
no,
wasn't.
no. Once you change, you don't have. No, I'm saying that because of their ego, because they don't want to accept the new version of yourself.
Yeah, oh yeah, 100%. And it's hilarious to me because like, oh, the best way they'll learn to change is my change. Not when you have ego in your way.
How did you came up with your business, with the name of
That
your business? Uh-huh. Tell us a
that was
little bit.
because of the Secretary of State of Georgia. That was not supposed to be the name of my business, but they couldn't approve the name of my business because someone else had it.
Okay, so what does it mean to you?
So Alpha Design Fitness to me, when I saw it, I was like, I fell in love with it. Absolutely loved it because I believe I am the fitness portion. God is the Alpha Design. I can't design a human being,
Nope, we
but
can't.
I can help them with the fitness side.
You can mold them, right?
Yeah,
Like,
I can mold them. I can give them a pathway. I can give them the tools to exercise how they need to more correctly than they have in the past. And I can myself be that tool all the time, that service,
yes.
that friend, the coach. The Greek word for coach is one I love, and I learned it because I was a Baptist, is parakleos. And what it
Oh,
means
I
is the
gotta write it
one
down. What is it? Sounds fancy.
parakleos. Yep. So you can guess one of there, right? Para, like parallel, exactly, comes alongside.
Mm-hmm. I'll find my pen somewhere in this mess. Heraclius, you're gonna have to text it to me.
Okay.
Coaches are everything. And I think in this society, we all need a coach. That's why I became a life coach and a relationship coach, because nobody can tell you what not to do, and like, watch out who
A
you hang out with.
certificate for it. That's cool.
I have three. I'm a neuroscience. I am certified.
Wow.
I am a neuroscience, quantum mechanics, and positive psychologist with life coaching, of course, and relationship coach. I really, really, really want to help people. So I know my experiences help, but I also wanted to learn how to help you, right? Because I can't just tell you, oh, quit cocaine. No, there's a neuroscience way to start those vicious pattern, and we have to do a lot of testing and for you to understand what can go, how to fix yourself. But it's, if I would have had those tools, I would have cured myself 20 years ago better, right? I didn't have to abuse it. People don't have the tools and they don't know where to start, and that's why we are here trying to create this page, because social media is so amazing, right? That we have this tool where we can connect with a bunch of strangers that are probably desperate for our mentality or your story. Men, how many men don't want to look like you? Let's be honest. but they don't know where to start. And I'm sure your clients that are from all ages, and you have you talk about it all the time, which I love. I thought the name alpha was because, men to me gotta be alpha. I'm really in this awakening, rarely enough. My whole life I was like, I gotta be alpha because I'm homeless, I have no parents. No, women have to be feminine, and we have to be in our soft era, and we got to embrace that. So we have to have an alpha. You can't always be an alpha female, because then you're blocking your blessings, and
Right.
that's a lot of things. Men want to be providers and protectors, and we're fighter girls. I'm telling you right now, put your guard down. There's still real men out there that are working to be that alpha and protector. And I'm not saying my husband is not, of course he is, but yeah, I've been suffering myself to always have my own back, that I've been carrying all that weight. I see a lot of females that are pushing good men away because of it too.
I actually just had a conversation with one of my clients about that. And I was like, it's sad that that's what you're going through right now, that this is how that woman is acting, because he was interested in her. He kind of said no. Then she went and canoodled and then came back. And I was like, well, are you going to accept that? He's like, I don't know. I was like, well, I want you to tell me you're not going to accept that, because you know my story. You know my story that I've told you. And if it doesn't sound exactly like this, you didn't listen.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was exactly the same.
And that's why I'm
I was
so.
like, the reason why this is happening is, one, because they see insecurity in you. Because a woman who sees a man who's completely confident and acts like that, that confident man won't stick around. But the one who's insecure will. Because she makes that void accepted by her, and then she tears it apart when it's fully accepted.
Correct.
I've been there.
That's why I got so interested in relationship coaching. I'm like, oh my God, I've always tried to be the man on every fucking thing. That's not my job. I don't have a penis. And yeah, and you're just, even with friendships and stuff, you just gotta be loving and give kindness, because what you give, you receive. I think an alpha male is also has masculinity, a lot of masculinity, but a lot of feminine energy as well, because they are soft, they are vulnerable, they can talk about their feelings like you are publicly. Have you cry? Have you
I
cried?
don't cry.
You
Of
don't.
course I cry.
I'm gonna say,
I'll
I
cry
don't
on
know.
camera because I
Some
want
men
to be this.
some men never speak about their feelings, and that's not cool. Like, that's
No,
not
because
okay.
you're a human being.
Thank you.
Look, men have estrogen. We just have more testosterone. The fact of the matter is, you have to be vulnerable as a man, or you're going to raise a tyrannical son if you have a son, or a domineering daughter if you have a daughter.
Yeah, no, no,
The
no. We need
kids
that
in the
respect.
family learn the most from the man, always. And how he treats his wife and his friends is how they're going to treat their significant other and their friends. And I've noticed this in the development of my son, how he's very intelligent. He's sociably intelligent, and he is I don't know yet, but he's an introvert and an extrovert. Let's be honest, kids are introverted only because of games. But he's been more extroverted for the past 3 weeks
More
because
social.
I've said no games. But I told him, I was like, hey, this is not me trying to punish you.
Right.
This we're doing an experiment here. We just want to see how your focus in school turns out and how your emotional control can work better for you. Will you want to do this? He's like, yeah. A 9-year-old boy. Why? Because his father did the work in himself. I want to say something that's absolutely, it should be on every father's bucket list. And I got to experience it. My son has seen me as an alcoholic. Not this, what I did this weekend is nothing in comparison to what he's seen in the past. And I had to ask him forgiveness because he understands forgiveness. And I received that from him. All he sees now is Mr. Columbus. I have 6 titles. I'm a national bodybuilder, nationally ranked bodybuilder, and that I work my butt off for my business. And he audibly told me that. And I'll tell you what, I cried. And then I cried a little bit more when he said, now go have a good leg day. I was like, oh my gosh.
God, stop it. Not the good, not a leg day on the leg day. I bet you had the best fucking pump that
Yeah,
day.
I had such a good leg day. I tore something.
You went so hard on that thing. That's so crazy how we mask all of those feelings, and all we need is to believe in ourselves, which is the whole GS motto. Believe in yourself and be yourself. It's so simple, but people yet don't accept it. What are you fighting yourself? Why are you fighting? We want to help you fight your demons with you. Just accept yourself for who you are. Kelvin here is not saying he's the model. He is Mr. Columbus, but what took him to get Mr. Columbus title was a whole darkness. Like I say all the time, without darkness, there's no light, because there's always light at the end of the tunnel, but people want to stay in the motherfucking tunnel. I don't get it. I don't get it. I was one of them too with food. How important to you as a coach? Because, by the way, he is a fitness coach, which I don't do any of that. If you need macros, him and my coach Gabi, they're fit. I told her to sign up for Miss Columbus too this Saturday. She competes. Am I gonna see you there? Am I gonna see you there Saturday?
You're going to see me there.
Yeah. Are you
Are
going
you
to
going to
try?
see me there? I'm
I'm
Mr.
asking.
Columbus. I got to be there. I got clients going there. Yeah, I'll be there.
Be there because I got my GS athletes competing. I didn't coach them, but I am the #1 cheerleader, and of course I'm gonna dress
Okay.
them.
I got you. Okay.
I did their robes and everything, so I'll be there, and I guess I'll finally get to talk to you in person.
You're going to see some new apparel.
Oh, I'm all for merch. I'm all for retail. I will support you. I'll wear one of yours. You wear one of mine. I'm gonna bring you a men's spaghetti one, but
I
you
was
gotta
about to
have.
say, you got something from men?
Yes, I got men's stuff too. And I'll
Oh,
wear whatever you make too. Hats. I'm a huge supporter of other businesses because I'm in the business. I think the people that don't support your business is because they've never fucking had to make a shirt themselves. I have a heat press here. I pressed this myself.
what?
Yes. So it's like the labor, the energy. That's why I appreciate Allsmall's business now more than ever. Even if you wrote, I know how long it takes you to write a freaking meal plan, because it goes so much deep into the little things.
And it's not even over with. If say we're doing a 17-week prep, right? Cool. I've got the
Wow.
basics. I've got the frame. Frame's there, but the human body changes, and if you don't know the person, the body's going to change. Even if you know the person, if you're taking certain types of gear, if you're taking certain life stressors, like that plan's going to change. The framework's just a framework. I got asked a question today. The question was, "What would I be paying you for?" Oh, no, no, explain your pricing. And I said, it's because I want it to be this. And because I don't need to explain my pricing.
No, me either.
I
Not
was
twice.
about to. I did a whole text. And I was like, just 1 minute.
You know your fucking worth, Kelvin.
I
Don't
know
worry.
my value now.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what, let's be honest, and I'll bring this up. The guy who was drinking in Fort Lauderdale didn't. The
Oh my
guy who
God,
sits
you're gonna have to
before you
say that
now
again. Say
does.
that again.
The
The
guy who was
drinking
drinking in Fort Lauderdale this past
Mhm.
weekend did not recognize his value. The guy who sits before you now does.
Oh my God. Literally what I just learned on my trip to Cabo about my value, because I value myself at my corporate level. Pauline does not see past her hourly rate because I've been getting there 11 years, right? I've been getting paid that, and I don't see past that. But I am certified. I am putting the work. I am making people happy. I have people that have been sober since November because of me. So my
Yeah.
value is worth it. I'm
Right?
so
You've
proud of
got
you that
people
you
who
see that.
transform their lives because of your implication in their life, for you being their tool and them using you to the nth degree in your service and your mind that you have cultivated because of who you are now and what you've gone through. You now are effective for other people.
Amen.
Before, you weren't.
No value. No, because I couldn't see past this fucking desk either. Even though I knew I had a past, and then I had to go and talk about it. I'm like, holy shit, I've been through a lot, right? It's like somebody else, like when they listen to your story, your value is gonna skyrocket because I don't even know you. I just see the good. A lot of people just see the end product, right?
Yeah.
And they're like, why does he think he's all that? Or how did he get here? I want those muscles. It took years. Trust me, I've been in the gym for 6 years and I'm still not. I mean, I have a few muscles, but it's a lot of work. I mean, I don't do gear clearly, but you put in the work for years, and that's your value. The change in your mindset and what you're doing today, just that emptying that bottle, that should just skyrocket your self-esteem, confidence, and everything. Like that took balls, and then you did it publicly, which is what I'm doing with my past story and talking. I had to talk to kids your age, the age of your kid, 9 and 12. How do I tell them? Very PG-13, but by the way, when I was your age, I was living in a house of horrors. But look at me. I'm happy. They couldn't, their face were like, there's no way she was cleaning her ass with one little piece of toilet paper. I said, yeah, that's all you get when you're in rehab. And so you guys, I know you have it bad. You're in a shelter, but this is heaven compared to what other people live through. Just be grateful for what you have every fucking day. How many people go being ungrateful every day?
I mean, even I do. And I think it's those times that we're ungrateful, we start to look for things that we can satisfy ourselves with. One of
Instant
the things
pleasure.
that men do a lot that's rampant is OnlyFans, pornography, instant gratification. Yet it's the one thing that will steal your confidence and give you more insecurity than you can deal with. And you won't know what to do with it. I've done the experiment in the past, and I've found myself not feeling as, I can say attractive, but the word we can use is value. I felt my value diminished, but I did it to myself. No
By
one did it
watching
around me,
pornography
but, huh?
or by sleeping around? By watching pornography or by sleeping around?
Both. Nothing was different. That was the interesting thing. By being not monogamous and the pornography side, both were killers because it's anti-committal. And that's not how our bodies work. You're married, right? Why did you do it?
Is that
Why
when
did,
you had your one night stand?
where? What? Hold on.
What are you talking about?
Oh, I asked
Why
you, I
did
was
you
like,
get
you're
married?
married, right? Why would you get married?
Why did I get married?
Yeah.
But for love.
Because you found somebody you can tolerate and you want to grow with them.
And I guess tolerate. Yeah, I did tolerate this. He's very chill though. He's the
Or maybe he
opposite.
could tolerate you.
Yeah. Honestly, there's no other man that can fucking deal with me. So let's be honest here. It's just them. All this good energy is really hard to control. It took a Sicario, and he couldn't control me. A few gang members. So you got to be a killer. Ranger Special Forces was the one that said, "Please, bitch, I kill people for a living. You're nothing.
Yeah.
I got your energy." But no, you're right. It's more than love and sex, and all that can die tomorrow, and you do have to choose your couple very well. But again, I think that as couples, as a relationship coach, you gonna evolve. You're human. You're 30 right now. I mean, it took me until 40 to be at the best version of myself. So sometimes you would love that your couple is with you on all this stage, because not everybody has the same level of growth. That's another thing. Will you pick? If you're gonna keep evolving, once you're awake, you don't tolerate people. I don't think I could be with someone, even as a friend, that are constantly just seeing the bad thing of
Well,
everything.
you can't. You really can't. If you have that gravitational pull to something I mean, how can I make this really simple? If you got a helicopter and you're holding on to that ladder and it's flying you upwards, who are you going to let hold on to your shoes that's trying to pull you down? Nobody. I'm going up. Now, if somebody wants to come with you, they're right there with you. They're holding on to the ladder with you. They're not holding on to you. And there's a big difference in being someone's weight and being someone's, not manifestation, partner.
Well, exactly.
Someone,
You're either I'm at a point in my life, either you're with me or you're on my way. It's that simple.
ooh, I like that. Either you're with me or in my way.
Bye. I'm gonna find another way. That's the thing. The entrepreneurs, the visionaries. You have a vision that God gave you, and nobody can see it but you. And I know exactly how you feel, because you're talking to people that might not, they're in their 3D reality, so fluctuated. They don't see the spirit signs. You're talking about consciousness. It's the same as spirituality, but I was saying that for the 3D world, because they get scared with the word spirituality. And this is what I wanted to discuss with you, because you mentioned it to me. I disagree. You have to be spiritual. Well, of course. Once the first step is being conscious, and now that you're conscious, what's going to motivate you to take action like you did today, quitting or deciding not to drink? That was inspired action through the spirit. That was something else bigger telling you, Kelvin, you got to drop this, or you're never going to fulfill your purpose in life. That's when spirit guides you, and then universe, and then God. So it takes steps. But the first step is, Kelvin said, this no longer serves me. I feel like shit. This 3-day vendor just, my confidence, I'm worth nothing. I don't feel like a good coach. You even was considering explaining yourself. And I always say this, I get stupid questions all the time about, you're married, or what are you doing this? How is she traveling? And where's your, do you think me, Pauline, my value, have the time to explain absolutely anything that I'm doing with my life to anyone? No, because I know my worth. I know the people that know me well know me. So I don't have to explain myself to no one. That's the beauty of being conscious. So when you walk with spirit and you walk with your vision that I know you can see, and you talk to other people, they probably think you're fucking crazy. Am I?
Wouldn't doubt it.
But we don't need them to believe in us. We believe in ourselves. That is the most important thing.
That's where
And
that lack of validation is important. You don't need validation from others. You need validation
no.
from what you want. Be Rowan. In the letters of Garcia, there was a guy named Rowan, and he was a guy who, during that war, got the letters to Garcia, and they said nobody would do this. Of course, it's Rowan, and he went through the enemy lines, and he adapted, and he found a way. So many times, people nowadays, we need government assistance. It's just what they want. Oh, I need somebody to take care of me. It's just what you want. It's the lazy way. People are not becoming stronger in that way. The way to become stronger is to find out what's inside of you that wants to leach out. And when it does, it shows you that desire, that divine sight. When you have a desire, it's given by divinity, by God. And when you have desire, that sire is sight. That is where you will be if you find the purpose, and you'll get there all the time. But you got to battle, right? This is what people need to put their mind in, I think, a little bit, is life is a battle, but it comes off as pleasures. The things that your brain lusts for will kill you in the end. And it's so back to front, but that is the truth.
Interesting how you put it, because I say this all the time. When you focus on the goal and the end goal, you're not living with purpose. So everybody wants, I'm sure you have a vision board. I will assume that there's a vision board somewhere. I hope. Okay. All right. There's a vision board. And in that vision board, we have all the 3D stuff. No, I'm sure there's a house, the wife, the happy, everything, which is all, if you're spiritual, not even necessary for anything that you're going to do. All of that is amazing, and it will match to that frequency. But when you're moving with purpose every day in contentment, people are afraid of the word contentment. I go to yoga just to learn the spirituality more, because the ego wants to bring you back to your old self that you let go. They're like, you were bad. You did this. You're not enough. So that's the past ego. And then the ego from the future is telling you, you got this. You're going to have the Lambo. You're the badass bitch. You're a celebrity. So you're fighting with your old ego and your future ego. But when you were finally in the present, which is what vision wants you, and the purpose, you can perform at your highest, because you're going day by day, enjoying what you do, giving your best, and then you say it, you're a coach. What do you guys say all the time? 1% better every day. The fitness and the mindset they gotta go together. Because if you're not bettering yourself physically and mentally, you're never gonna achieve nothing. You can't pass that one day. But people are like, I want the six pack tomorrow. Don't they get like desperate? I was that person. Like you just want to see the end goal.
They do, because they don't want to live with the understanding of what they've got themselves at and how long it took them to get there. And they're like, okay, well, this is going to work for me. It's going to be in this time frame. It's like, ha, newsflash, buddy. It's not ever going to work for you with that mentality. And you don't even need me, because you've got something else you got to fix.
I was guilty. I joined the gym at 33 thinking I can get a six pack in 6 months, but never exercised. And I was doing 90 minutes Stairmaster, eating no carbs. You already know the typical first timer at the gym. This is what people like you,
especially for women. No carbs is like a thing. It's like, oh, a carb. It's like, you
cardio.
need carbs.
And all the cardio. Yeah, because you want the booty. You got to have the booty and you have to have the energy. Energy comes from carbs.
Talking about right there. Is there any way I can go and break and use the restroom?
Of course, if you can't hold it, go.
I cannot.
Let me pause it. Wait. I think I can pause it. I never have. Yeah. All right. I think I resumed it. This is the first time we did pause a GS podcast. This is a good, very good long episode. We're dropping a lot of facts, everyone. So I'm glad you guys sticking in for this episode with Mr. Columbus and did energy squat. Like I'm about to start meditating. Yeah, you're wearing like a lot of clothes. You gotta show us. Do you have a six pack? Come on, the girls want to see.
Oh no.
Come on.
Oh, we can't.
Show it. Yes. Woo-hoo. See? Hire him. You are the product. I say this all the time. For months, for years when I started the business, I wanted to promote, well, I am good energy, so you can feel my energy. It's just me. But how am I going to sell workout clothes not looking good on it? Right?
Yeah, no, nobody wants to be fat on a Lambo.
No one. And that's my car. I love a good Lambo SUV. After going to Dubai, I was like, this shit's normal. Like, once you have the vision and you actually see people living their best life, what's stopping you? Which is what I want you to tell. What is your number one advice to your clients? It's Kelvin. We talked about your value. Oh, and sponsored by Alani, hopefully soon.
I like Bum Energy more, but
okay. I like Alani's. They're good. It's just a little too late for me. I need to be in bed. I wake up at 4. Soon I'll be able to go to the gym later when I don't have this unnecessary work. But what is the advice that you tell? Well, first of all, you live by example. Very proud of you for quitting drinking. That's gonna open so many doors. You have no clue. My entire life's changed when I completely quit alcohol. It was no longer serving me, and it just made life easier because I was thinking clearer and there was no dark things. So now that you can coach more people and speak to them from a sober point of view, what would be the number one advice you would give someone that right now it's maybe in your position, they're in a toxic relationship, they are lost, they don't love themselves because you were at that point that you don't even want to live, and they want to see there's hope. As a man,
I would think, and I have so many good quotes, but I want to think of one right now to make it special. And I think this will work. Would you want to be your own friend in those situations? And if so, are we going out and hanging out? Or am I sitting there listening to you be depressed? Are we elevating each other? Are we making money together? Are we enjoying life in its fullness? And I think if the answer is no, then you need to change. And if the answer is yes, then you're on a good trajectory. Or your ego is in the way.
or you don't accept your flaws. So again, consciousness, first step. I think spirituality comes natural after, because we were talking about the steps. Once you admit that you need help, I think the first step is knowing I want change. And my friend Rodrigo said it the other day. When you ask somebody, people usually ask you how much money you make or whatever. When somebody asks you how you doing, and then you really say, out of the bottom of your heart, that person tells you, like, shit, actually, life sucks right now. And he goes, great. He goes, great, this is good. And then he's like, what do you mean, great? Well, you're aware that your life sucks. That is the first step. Accepting that there is something wrong, that you're miserable, and something stopping you. Because then you can hire people like us, me with your mind, and we can help you figure out the problem. Are you not happy with the way you look? Hire a fitness coach. Are you not happy with negative thoughts? Are you having issues with your relationship? Well, hire a life coach, hire a mindset coach, because you're never going to get out of the hole, because you're stuck. How can people hire you, Kelvin? Tell us.
So I love this question. And the reason why is because my girlfriend, who's also a spicy Mexican, has done
Oh,
so
your
much
husband
for
a
my
platinum
business.
pussy. Yeah, he got some platinum cat now.
Well, so was my ex, who was crazy too. So, hey, Mexican.
It's a good problem to have.
I have a QR code that I like to use, or you can find me at www.alphadesign-fitness.com. And what you'll get on there is you have two options. Please watch my VSL. There will be a new one soon, so go ahead and watch this one. There's two options: one, to reach out to me directly, or the second one, to look at my ebook.
I love it. I did an ebook too a while ago. I need to do a new one. It's so outdated with my new logos. It's crazy, right? How we're evolving. How long you started your business? You're a registered LLC?
So my registered LLC was February 2023. No, sorry.
You gotta be fucking kidding me.
Well, it
Mine
was February 2023.
February 2024. And Omar, the one that owns the studio in El Paso that I went and did, look, because I'm a vision girl. You see what this means? Didn't I tell you I'm gonna have my own studio?
Oh, you
I'm
better.
putting it out in the universe. That's a huge ass studio. He's even on my vision board. Thank you, Omar. He built it from scratch in El Paso, and it's super cool. He has the cameras and everything. You can record in the table, and he rents it now for other podcasts. So I was super excited. This is somebody I went to elementary with, and we're all doing the same thing, like the Cabo guy. And it gave me so much hope. And he started his LLC in 2022 February. So I think we're all in the right fucking spot. We all picked February to start our businesses, like the legal part. I'm sure we had this idea all our lives
Of
since
course.
you were a kid.
Because
This
your
is
ultimate idea is not the podcast. This is your rod and reel.
this is just me to put myself out there in people's stories like yours,
Yeah.
because it goes with the mindset. Because people may not relate with me, but how many people are going to relate with you? So this is just for me to give you guys a space. It's a space and to bring each other up. That's what the podcast is. But I mean, I don't know, you never know, I could be doing live coaching live at a studio nearby, and that will go perfect with what I really want to do, which is help people change their mindset, stop making excuses, be yourself. I don't give a fuck what people think about me. That's the number one here in the South. You're from the South. How many people care so much about what the neighbor next door says or has? Southern fucking
It's
Belle.
everything.
Not to me, because I'm not from here, so I never given a fuck. Thank God.
Well, that's what held
Because
me
who's
back.
neighbor Bill?
That's what held me back. And I guess that's another thing I could bring up if you don't mind. Is
Yeah, no, go ahead. I'm
when I
here.
was early on Instagram, I was like, who's looking at my stuff? Ooh, I can't put this on here. I got to delete. You know what I'm talking about? Oh, I can't put that video out there. That's too real. Oh, I can't put this out there. It's going to show them too much. Put the video out there. Let people know that you're a real person, that you are homogeneously just like your brother and your sister. That's vulnerability.
Well, that's social media is about, to me, about being real. I'm not trying to impress nobody. I'm not going to be posting the perfect marriage couple. It's my page. My husband don't gotta want to be on it. It's my life. I'm advertising my life. He can choose to have his own life and promote it in his own fucking page. But my life is my vision. Like I said, beacon of light is GS. This shit's taking over. I'm just here to pass the message. So I gotta do whatever I have to do to reach the people that I need to reach, regardless of who likes it or not. If I'm fucking twerking in the wall, I'm twerking in the world. Did you know it's a root chakra opener? People don't know that. I'm shaking your ass. Super good for your nervous system. I'm saying this is neuroscience.
What?
It regulates your cortisol. That's why women love to go dancing.
That's
Salsa, so good for
hilarious.
the. It helps you with your cortisol and your nervous system. It calms you down because a lot of people. I don't know if you meditate. It's hard to meditate for me. I have ADHD. I'm always hyper. So I do meditation that are walking, or I do subliminals. So all day I'm listening to subliminals because, again, little Joe Dispenza here. I work with my subconscious mind all the time because what matters is what I feed my mind, not what people say about me.
Mm-hmm.
So your battle is right here with yourself. And I bet when you're young and we're in this small town, people are always going to talk. But they're going to talk about, if they talk about the Kardashians, you think they care?
Exactly. It's like the one thing you should forget is that anybody cares about what you have to say. Put it out there anyways.
Right. And that's why that when I got invited to that podcast in Mexico, you can see a few clips. It's like terrifying. My friends are like, "Oh, I knew you had no parents, but I didn't know how bad you had it." I was like, "Did you not see me snort 3 kilos of cocaine that night? Were you not with me when I overdosed? Why do you think? You think it like?" So I said maybe they need to hear what real went down, and then people are not. I don't want them to understand me or feel sorry for me because I'm not that person. But always being yourself and putting yourself out there, which I'm proud of you because I'm sure I don't know if a lot of people thank you for opening
Oh
up
my
about
goodness.
suicide.
Oh my goodness. So many. So many. And people you don't get. I mean, if anything, it's just a reminder to individuals who are following you that you're a vulnerable person. Being a coach and you being a coach, they need to see our vulnerability because that is what? That's a communicative point. That brings them in. Now they'll listen to you.
Right. Well, yeah, and I'm ready. Why can't you tell me who am I to judge you? Look at
Right.
my life. Because every time I remember, you probably went to after the psych ward. Once you're in the psych ward, you're like at your lowest, I feel like. And you look at this therapist and you're like, fuck you. Like in my mind, I'm just like, your life is so fucking perfect. You're here with your fucking little cute little outfit. And she was wearing Prada. And I was always just looking at what they were wearing with it. And they were not, that's what I'm still me in my pajamas. Like, I don't want people to think that I'm not approachable, that I'm a cunt, because that's the word, CUNT. And that because who wants to talk to people like that?
Nobody.
Nobody. You have to be humble at all times too. And I'm humbly gonna pull up on the Lambo, but it will be humble. I promise. I
Yeah,
myself be
we can talk about how I got this.
Right. What's your dream car, buddy?
It's a McLaren P1. My son keeps on telling me he's going to buy it for me. I'm like,
I'm sure he will, but you'll probably buy it first because you have drive.
$2.6 million. Yeah. Hey, dreams are supposed to scare you. So
No, no. When you understand that money is just a frequency, look, the universe does not know $2 and $2 million. It could be the same. That's why the lotto winners exist. That's why lucky things happen. That's why people go viral overnight. $2 and $2 million. It's absolutely the same. And when you realize that, that's why I treat every $2 that I have like it was $2 million. Start talking to money like that. Start putting big numbers as if it's unapproachable because you're blocking your own blessings if you don't open yourself to those large amounts. There we go again with the worthiness. McLaren, say I have 3, but believe it. Believe it.
it took me a while to finally believe it, but I know my potential is $160,000 a month. I know that, right? I don't know if it's 180, but I know it's 160, and that's what's here. It's my vision board.
You have it on your vision board. I have 300K. I have it, and I say it every day. It's in a car. You have to relieve it. And that's another thing. I needed to go see this marketing and sales friends that, luckily, again, known him since 15, and he went to school for marketing. He's like, let's put a funnel of sales. You are not pricing yourself right, your value, and then those numbers that you tell some people here in Columbus, they'll be like, oh no, but guess what? There's people in other countries. We're online. We're virtual, right? You're a virtual
Yeah,
trainer.
yeah. Even though we're kind of like right down the road, but we are virtual at the moment.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You think a client from Beverly Hills or Miami can't afford to pay you $10,000 a week?
Absolutely.
They pay more. They fucking pay more. Like, we're peasants, if you think about it, because of our mindset, our scarcity mindset. On me, it takes me longer because I grew up really, really poor. So I had to get out of that so I can accept whatever is coming my way. Abundance starts with your mind.
And I've been doing
And I'm
better
very,
with it, but I still want to do more. And I guess the best way, I guess what I'm saying is I want the outcome, from that. And I don't want to do the work because I am doing the work, obviously, but I want that outcome more effectively and more readily. But it's just the work. You got to put in the sets and reps in anything in life. Even the people with lotteries, there's like probably 0.01101%
mhm,
that actually just put down some money and got that lottery. Most of them have been doing it all their life.
life.
And that frequency is the same as the frequency for sales, the frequency for money, as you say. It's because you are showing the universe, I want this and I'm not quitting. Give it to me.
And I'm ready, and I'm open and ready to receive. When you finally make space, I had giveaway before I started the workout clothes. I give away everything from my closet, all the Alpha Lead, all of the Dark Sport, all of the Aloe Yoga, all of the Lululemon. I didn't sell nothing. I just gave it away. I made space, and guess what came? All my GS workout clothes, because I opened space to receive. So maybe you're cluttering. That's what they say, declutter, and just what do you need? What do you need? Maybe you need a bigger driveway so you can put your McLaren. Think about it. You just have to make space for the things that you want. Same with love, right? You have to put yourself out there and be available, emotionally available, before you go into a relationship. This is coming from your relationship coach. You can't try to date if there's demons inside you. We got to work on ourselves first before you open the doors. But in order to receive, you have to be in that good frequency of money. And I know where you are. I am, to say I'm not scared of losing my fucking day job and income will be a lie. I'm saying this live. I have no fucking clue what I'm gonna do, but I have a show coming up next Thursday with models. I hope you go there. It'll be at Stir Up Trouble. I have my own drink there. It's a mocktail because I've been sober. You can have one of those. They also have it with liquor for people that still enjoy a little liquor. But pop up. I'm just gonna go. I'm not gonna let a fucking paycheck stop me from my vision, because again, stop focusing on the money. That was my problem too. I was like, my little safety pocket. Humans are so consumed with having to have that things, material things. But
We are.
what matters more? The service that you're doing to your members, the lives that you touch, or getting that 160K tomorrow. I think that the purpose is
It's the
bigger than
people, because that's what it says. Is people first, money
that.
after.
Right. So stay with that goal. Don't worry about the outcome. It will align perfect. That's why I even changed my username, my personal, because I went from Pow Lines, which was my nickname for doing cocaine lines, by the way. It wasn't perfect with my name, Pow Lines. That was my nickname forever. And now I am Pow Aligned. I'm aligned with my
Wow. I didn't recognize that. Yeah, because I thought it was, your name is Pauline, though.
It makes perfect sense.
Wow. Yeah. Oh, that's amazing. I didn't.
From cocaine to alignment.
Wow.
It came out of me out of nowhere. I was like, wow, I can see me evolving into the alignment that I want. But then again,
Isn't it so
you'll
cool
match.
that everyone has that, like, that dark wolf, and you have the light wolf right now. Or you feed that angry dog, and now you get the successful dog or something like that. And they have a name for it. I had a
What
name.
is it?
It was Ty. It's my middle name. But ever since
Okay.
kindergarten, I used it. And after I turned 27, which was that day that I wrecked it and then woke up and found out my new situation and my purpose for life had to be this, it's been Kelvin Whelly. The name I've been running from, I'm now using.
Amazing. Yeah, you change. You have to change your versions of yourself, and that includes your name. And that includes your name. And I'm telling you, when Jess came to my mind, I was like, this is so perfect because I wanted to create a good energy squad. I wanted us to be more than me. I was like, if I'm this happy, I want everybody to be this happy. Why not just everybody has good energy? And then it came, and now there's a lot of things. Now I have God Energy Squad. I have Good Energy Sex, Good Energy Sandwich. Now I come up with a lot of stuff, and it's so much fun, right? Because it gives me hope. I'm like, ooh, Good Energy Skincare. It's all like in my mind. You're a visionary. You can come up with stuff. So
I'm kind of worried about rebranding, though. I don't want to. This is copywritten. This I create.
You'll know what to do. You'll know what to do. I mean, logos always change. I'm still changing my logo. Obviously, we're evolving, and I have to redo my ebook. I am coming with a new platform too, thanks to again Cabo Ambassador helping me with that part of the marketing and sales. Because I'm 41. You're very good with tech stuff, but maybe now that I have more time out of this 9 to 5, I'll be able to get more into content, and we can. I'm happy. Hey, if you need to do content, you can count on me. Whatever, we can grab a workout. I don't want to. I don't want to do any of your bodybuilders workouts.
I had do you know who it's AK Fit is her name on Instagram. I can't remember her name. She's a local bodybuilder. She was like, "Hey, come do a leg day with me because you think you're so good at leg days. Do it with a wellness chick." And I was like, "I might." Because I know wellness chicks.
They'll kick your ass. God will
Oh,
kick your
yeah,
fucking ass.
solid. Yeah.
My coach, you'll see her on stage on Saturday, and she
Who
ain't
is it?
playing. And she's Gabi. She just posted on my page. We collaborate a lot.
Wait, she just followed me. Yeah, I know who she is.
Yeah, she is ready. She's fucking jacked.
Oh yeah.
She will kick.
She's
You don't want to do her leg days. I don't. But I mean, you can join. I'm excited for her too on this entrepreneur fitness. I think she's gonna do amazing. I mean, this body I have because of her. She got me like this in literally weeks, and I was puffy and eating bad, and I was just not following a plan because again, I didn't see the value of me. But we all have to have a coach.
We all.
This is coming from 2 coaches. Do you have a coach too?
I have like 3.
See what I'm saying?
And
now you have a life coach.
In 20 minutes, I'm getting on a call with about 60. So.
Oh wow! Well, good luck with that. Do you have anything else you want to tell the Good Energy Squad? I thank you for your time. We definitely made a long podcast, but we can keep going and going when you're entrepreneurs and want to help people. Again, I can't wait to officially meet you. We live in the same city and we've never met in person. I just saw you on stage a year ago.
So we didn't actually meet in person.
No, I never said hi to you. No, I just saw you on stage half naked, which is how I like my men.
So that's how she likes her Mr. Columbuses, all right? Half naked. That's
all of them.
right.
And Mrs. Columbuses, because everybody knows I like both.
So there's so much more we can definitely go over. And my life has had things you can look up on Google. So we haven't got close to that yet. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Interesting. Well, we're all gonna Google you now, and well, the nosy people will. I'm never gonna judge you. I see you. I honored you, and I appreciate you for taking your time. And I know you're gonna do great things. Incredible. Again, that the day we recorded the podcast, April Fools. He's not playing around. I hope he decided to quit drinking. So I feel so honored that in some type of way, hopefully the good energy got your way because I love that for you. I'm so excited. That McLaren is right there, buddy, after this.
Exactly.
Believe it. Believe it. And it's not even the financial stuff, like how good you're gonna feel when you make it like that first 30 days over, and then you're just gonna count and then you're gonna forget. Next thing you know, it's been 7 years and you haven't touched liquor.
I'm ready for it.
I can't wait to see you grow. Your plan, I'll see you Saturday. Bring your merch. We'll do some content because that's what I'm gonna do. And I wish you luck with everything.
You're going to meet my girl as well then.
Yeah, she
I
better
think
speak
you two
Spanish.
are going to really hit it off. Well, maybe it's just a Mexican thing. I don't know. Y'all talk is very similar. The energy's there. I love that.
We are very Mexican. Yeah, we are born with that high energy. We're like explosive.
Yeah.
But I'm using it for good now. I'm no more stabby. I was showing Kelvin all of my stuff, but I had to defend myself, but not anymore. I'm a lover now. Feminine energy, girls.
There it is.
Don't be and masculine energy. Again, you work with boys and girls, men and women.
If a woman comes to me, yes, I will definitely talk to her. But I primarily go for men. I love helping the masculine energy. My target market is definitely fathers, CEOs, and alcoholics, but not the ones who are still an alcoholic. You need a coach. That's not me.
I agree. Once I have my new platform and I'll have webinars and I'll be able to show more affirmations. Hopefully, I see you in one of my classes because you'll definitely need to do my TTP. I have a tapping technique to remove blockage for money. So you'll definitely need that course. I will be available on my new platform, and I want people that are ready for change. I will have to decline anybody that is just not ready, that they're not going to change their habits and they're not going to change their mindset because
Exactly.
I put the work every fucking day since I wake up. I write on, I like, this is work. Like you have to lead by example. This is what I'm saying. So when you work with me, I want receipts. I want that gratitude journal full. I want your life full of good things, and I'm sure you want the same because they're not gonna get a 6-pack. I guarantee you, if you're not eating right.
100%. That's why I have an app, and that's why it tracks everything. Because I want receipts. And if I don't see it, you're getting a text message. And if you don't listen, I'm going to call you. And if we aren't going to be able to get communication, I'm going to fire you.
That's why we're the good coaches here. If we don't want your money at this point, we just want the best for you. And I think that is being 1,000% of service. Because as out there, coaches out there, they just want your money and they just sell you a plan. They Google, they put zero effort. They just give you the same macros as the next person. That's not what we want. I expect you, because you know the word service.
You'll see the difference in my clients, and you'll know that they can't possibly be on the same stuff. No, I got a 66-year-old and then a 21-year-old. They cannot be on the same things.
That's good to know, because you need a coach that actually treats you like everybody's different. But I saw one of your clients. Oh my God, I'm so excited. We'll be talking on Saturday. With cheering for your athletes, and I will bring you your GS shirt that I hope you wear. Your girl can buy some workouts too. I'll give you a special discount.
You'll get her with a price tag, I promise. You're just like, do you want this? Yes. Do you have 7 more? Here you go. She loves shopping.
We're Latinas and we're cute. We want to wear a different outfit to the gym every day. That's why I got into it. I said, why do I buy all this workout clothes? Why don't I become the fucking clothes? Ding, ding, ding.
There you go.
I'm my own supplier.
Even though I'm wearing Young LA right now, I'm thinking about what you're talking about and like doing the same thing with this, but making it branded.
Yeah, because I was wasted closets of things with dark sport. I'm not the brand? I mean, they have an amazing thing. We have amazing background. Be your own. But we wish you all the success. Thank you so much for coming to the GS podcast, Kelvin. And remember, everyone, when nobody believes in you, you just got to believe in yourself, because that's what we do here. See ya. Go no.